You just want to check the audio? Is the audio coming through?
I don't know how to check if we're live.
Just go to, should get a notification.
Oh.
Is it on there?
Yep.
Is any of the audio coming through? Just go to,
Working.
Yep. All right, cool. Audio's working.
Rotate the camera right towards me a little bit.
So there is a little bit of a delay.
Oh, we're figuring this out. Hang on, guys.
Just let me know when we got some questions. I'll hit it.
Yeah, audio sounds good. Appreciate it. Super.
All right, we good?
All right, we're good.
All right, yeah. All right, y'all can hit us with some questions, man. This is our, we're going to call it FIREWATch. I know, pretty cool name. Not cheesy at all. And y'all hit us with some questions. We'll answer them for you guys. We do have a few topics we want to talk about, but we're going to do this as a regular video.
Yeah, we just figured
we just decided to just go live.
Shoot the fucking live. Fuck it.
Try
whatever.
it out. So. Send them, guys, if you got them.
But yeah, you have topics too you want to talk about in the meantime?
Yeah, I think the big one, and I'll go grab them. Everyone wanted to know what these pants are. Yeah, so we got a few comments on channel. These are just drag pants. That's what we call them. No, it's not like RuPaul's drag pants. No. These are like the actual art, like what scouts wear when they do a stalk up to a position. And originally, me and my guys weren't gonna wear these, but we do a lot of stalks, and guys were just shredding their pants. So yeah, I just had all my dudes make them. These are mine that I made, and they work really well. It's just like sea bag material sewed onto pants. That's really all it is. The back has some connections for some jute. I can grab that too.
Unprepared. We'll remediate.
And the way I did mine is you can just clip it on to the back. And what that does is it helps break up the V between your legs. So people, like human beings, are extremely recognizable between like the V or the L from your head and your shoulder, your arm and your armpit. Another easily recognizable one is the V that your legs make. So what this does is it helps break it up, and I can clip it straight on, and it just helps break that V up. And then I can also just tie some veg. And yeah, they're pretty nice pants. So I appreciate you guys asking about them. And then the clip on the back, because someone else also asked about that. It's just to attach your assault pack to, or your drag bag, anything like that. So yeah, those are the drag pants. Then what was the other question? It was like, the question, it was on Instagram. It was like hide site or something like that. That's what it was.
I don't know. I think they just put hide site ?
Yeah. Well, it brought up to my mind, like standard infantry guys, and then even I've seen some scouts talk about it. There's between like a hide site and an OP. An OP is what it says is like an observation post. A hide site is you're actually hiding. Like you don't need to observe out of it.
Right.
I don't know if we hit that in the video or
not. I don't think so. I don't know. I rewatched all the footage to fucking get it working, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know you do a lot of the editing. So
we got a question. Stephen D. I've commented before about coming over to ground side as a drone operator. My lat move package has been approved all the way up to headquarters Marine Corps, so just standing by for that class update. So you guys on Instagram, I want to be a drone operator at team level. What can I do once I get to a unit to work better with the grunts? Also, just in general, what do you think about the direction the force is moving towards when it comes to drones with the infantry?
Ooh, that's a good question. So I'd say let's hit the first part first.
Yep. So
Because I've had some experiences with this, and I'm not gonna lie to you, they've all been really bad. So when I was in, should we just say the name of the courses?
yeah, it don't
Okay.
matter. Fucking Marine Corps.
When I was in ISOL, Infantry Small Unit Leaders course, this was at the very beginning of the drone operator like integration with infantry units, and they were trying it out by attaching these guys to like ISOL classes and IULC classes and advanced school classes. The very first op we did with them, they gave us like 6 of them. They didn't even bring systems. They were just totally slick, totally had like their own personal gear. We didn't let them carry anything else. And you could tell that like they were very uncomfortable being in the field. We did a water crossing, and it was a very difficult water crossing because we had to go through some very thick swamp prior to that. And it was the first time in my life I've ever seen multiple grown men crying, like actually crying because they were like upset that they had to walk through a water obstacle.
That was the SUAS guys.
Yes. So my experience with them has not been awesome. And then later in that course, another guy, and I think this kind of ties into the second part of the question of how he can prepare himself. The dude was not physically fit enough to pick up another simulated casualty and carry him off the X. So I think I'm saying all that to say, like, if you get attached to a rifle platoon, rifle squad, and even a team, I'm not going to say infantrymen are the most fittest out there. A lot of them are not the PT studs, but what I think they are capable of is moving weight. And if you get to an infantry unit and you're not capable of moving weight, or you're not capable of getting another dude on your back, or at least moving him off the X, and you're not familiar with those techniques, you're going to stand out, and not stand out in a good way.
Especially if you're carrying pelicans of fucking drones.
So I'd say if you're going to get attached to infantry guys, get fit, stay fit, and also force yourself to integrate with them. Find that one solid squad leader or that one solid team leader and get in his business. And it's more of like a reconnaissance pool. Like, let me know when you guys are doing something because I want to be involved.
Right. Yeah. Get involved as much as possible. Also, I think we've touched on it before. Kind of about like integration with that is just don't fall victim to negativity that a lot of guys have seen in the Marine Corps, where you kind of follow the shitbags because they're cool, like those dudes in school. Where I'm getting at is just make sure you're taking your job seriously. So, like he's saying, with hey, what ask your team leader, squad leader, hey, what can I do? What more can I do to help out? Can I get involved in this? Try and get involved as much as you can. Be an asset. Be capable, and kind of stick with the crowd that is going to benefit your time in, whether that's only that 4 years or if you're trying to make a career out of this.
Yeah, and then I'd say another thing too, branch out. Like, don't make it where just being a drone operator is the only thing you can do.
Yeah, your drones get, destroyed or some shit. I mean, you're defaulted back to an 11, man.
Yeah,
so like,
you need to
make
be
sure
able to pick
make
that
sure
up.
you're a rifleman and a rifleman always. So yeah, I don't want to go on a tangent, but that's kind of what we're talking about. What do I do once I get better? Yeah, we kind of touched on that. All general. What direction the force is moving towards when it comes to drones with the infantry? Well, we were just kind of talking about this earlier. To touch on that, we saw a lot of videos come from China where they have a lot of impressive displays.
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
Of really cool drone stuff. Also, we saw some kind of like I don't know what, like suicide drone stuff. I don't know what you want to, but like
swarms.
Yeah, swarms, like drone swarm stuff. I think drones are going to be the future of a lot of this stuff, and we're in the infancy of it. And I think you being in the SUAS community now, well, once you get through the schoolhouse, whatever, but you're on the right path. You're going to be that new line of standard for guys under you when the Marine Corps starts ramping up production of those guys and the needs for them. So make sure you have a solid, solid baseline. So when you start teaching your juniors, that they carry on that solid legacy to pass on to their juniors and so forth.
Yeah. I'd say a big tip too, and I think we can kind of see a trend with this, is drone operators. They're going to start getting integrated into platoons and stuff. We've worked a lot with mechanics. Tell me how easy it was to spot a bad mechanic by looking at his life outside of work. If he wasn't a mechanic outside of work, he was more than likely a bad mechanic on the job.
Yeah, I would.
I think same thing with the drone operator. Like, get involved in drones in your off time.
Yeah, I would do a lot of research on that. I would also look up what the Chinese are doing, at least be informed, maybe know what some of their drones are. Like, I know some of the Russian ones are like the Orin systems and whatnot, but like just kind of not just Chinese, but like, get involved in the drone community, as well as be proficient in your job in general.
Yeah, not a bad idea, man.
But I appreciate the question. $1 million question. Sorry, we're a little behind. We're going on tangents. Are you gentlemen Force Recon? No, we are not.
Force Recon.
No, we are not Force Recon. We are infantry Marines.
Yep. Straight infantry, man.
Marpat cries. Yeah, it's the Roman Kurzman, something like that. They're like the cami material, so they're pretty sick.
Yeah, it's the actual Marpat, and
yeah, it's literally camis that they cut in. He cut into the pattern for like the cry pattern, which is sick. Because
no, they're made really well.
I don't use them at work because that's not allowed, but you can use them off time. The complete opposite of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be an ATC. The worst part of this job is due to the dudes. They think they're controllers at first and hate doing field ops. Yeah, you gotta embrace the suck, man. Also, if you are dreading a field op, I promise you later on you're gonna be like, I had fun at that field op. I'm glad I got to do a field op, because there's guys that just don't do anything, and that sucks. I'm looking at staff, so y'all have me for the long run. Good shit. Is it better to buy Army surplus in a store where owners have knowledge and you can try on, or online where maybe there's more choice? I don't have anything against Army surplus. I think there's a couple of YouTubers that are pushing stuff out where they're talking about Army surplus stuff, like TAPS rigs and canteen pouches. I think we've mentioned.
Yeah, Venture Surplus has a really good like chest rig setup.
Yeah.
On just using most of the issued gear, and I think that's not a bad idea. Like, I actually really liked that particular setup. And then T-Rex Arms, basically, their like last video about the trap rig or something like that, basically mimics what Venture Surplus set up. So
yeah, no, the Army surplus stuff, as far as the knowledge goes for the owners, I mean, and you can try on or online. I mean, definitely, I've gotten pouches, I've gotten gear where I thought it was what I wanted, and then when I got it or tried it, I was like, I don't like this. So if you can try it or see it in person, definitely do that. But it depends. Yeah, if they got it in a store, and do it. Remember in the 80s? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, speaking of drones, I built a drone in high school, or a quadcopter ages ago. Yeah.
Oh.
Like from scratch.
Was it FPV or was it just like the one I have?
No, there was no camera because that was expensive.
So that's another thing too that I don't think people realize. We have a drone, like we have the DJI one.
Yeah.
And I mainly got that just to like see the capability, like what we're actually dealing with over there. And in terms of that being like at the team level, every team or squad had like a little quadcopter they could throw up. You can clear around like a building before you actually have to send your dudes around. What a great tool to use. And then the batteries are nothing.
Well, I mean, as far as, I don't know how much they're going to charge on a government contract, but I mean, realistically, drones aren't that expensive now.
Yeah, a good civilian drone, you save, I don't know, 4 paychecks, drop 1 band on that, like, you got a pretty solid drone. And I mean, I've used mine for 3 years now.
And the thermal drones are coming down in price too.
Yep.
I'm telling you, thermal's going down in price as well.
Awesome tools.
Definitely good shit. What was this? Found the channel yesterday. Yeah, appreciate it, name. Sounds like a lot has changed since the GWAT. Well, yeah, if you're in the Marine Corps, it's evolving. Whether it's slower in the Army or whatever, they're getting new rifles and shit. But it's going to continue to evolve. Hey fellas, Michael, thank you. CCP of United Kingdom. Well, come to US. Can't be some flame watching and bring that inner caveman. Yeah, the irony, Firewatch.
Yeah, Firewatch, man. We got the idea because in Norway,
Yeah. I literally
that's
had
the
to
thing
do
is it's always
Firewatch.
you have to. They call it Firewatch, but it's mainly you're watching a bunch of boots falling asleep.
Yeah, no.
You actually had to do Firewatch in Norway, and then that's just where we got the name from.
Keep always mentioning Norway, but I just had a good time. It was such a good deployment.
Yeah, you have to watch the fire or you'll die.
I actually
freeze to death.
Did stuff on that deployment that was
Yeah.
very helpful. Thermal, some scary shit, super hard to counter while moving. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate Falcon Claw stuff. They keep posting stuff on thermal and night vision stuff. I mean, they're really doing the God's work there. It's good. They're testing out Mylar blanket stuff. They're testing out, what can I put an umbrella up? Which we have a buddy that's talking about getting an umbrella just for that. Yeah, I just don't think you're gonna be able to defeat it until they come out with some Iron Man stuff.
So what I've seen a lot of in terms of how so again, most of the drones that I think that we could potentially be facing or that people face, from what I have seen and what my own research is like, those FPV drones, they don't have thermal capabilities on most of the FPV drones. They're like suicide bombers.
No, yeah, you can't waste the money on that.
So the thermal drones are like too expensive. So I think what that means is like, in terms of mitigating your chance of getting hit by an FPV like suicide drone, moving at night is important.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, you'll be able to be spotted by a thermal drone.
Yeah,
but they're not going to be able to
target you with FPV. Still able potentially to target you with other types of fires.
Yeah.
But your insertion and infiltration, if that's during the nighttime, maybe that gives you a better chance. So maybe I don't know, just a consideration with that me and my guys have thought about. But
be proficient at night.
Yeah.
Opinions on other nations you've worked with can be generic. If it gives off too much ID info. Well, I mean,
we want to do the Greeks.
Well, I mean, we'll start with Norwegians because
go Norwegians
because we keep talking about Norway. I guess I'm the Norway guy. But yeah, so Norwegians were super cool. We were with the LRP guys, like the long range guys. They're super fit, super good. Very nice, very helpful, very knowledgeable. I mean, they live in cold weather, so they got to be knowledgeable. Otherwise, they're going to have an injury. But yeah, they were really solid. I don't remember any other names, but there are a lot of good instructors there, as well as just their military personnel in general. I mean, there was some really nice guys. And very knowledgeable. So they're a good military force. I wish I would have been able to work with the Finnish. There's a lot of good Finns out there. They also know their shit. Same with the Estonians and whatnot. So all in all, good on that front. But yeah, like we were talking with the Greeks.
They were
we worked with
like their Marines. I think is that what it was?
Yes, but they're conscripts.
Yeah. So that's the thing is we're working with conscription and. That's just something that I think the United States that's like almost comparing apples to oranges because
I don't
conscription dudes are like are going to be in a different mindset than volunteer guys. But then that one package that I got to do, those were not conscripts.
No, right. You got
that was. I would say definitely European countries have a very. It's almost like much smaller unit, but those guys are typically well versed in like a specific craft. Like those guys were really good at mountaineering. Those Greeks that I worked with, because they were like the mountaineer like squad or something like that. And then I got to work with the Japanese. Japanese really solid in terms of like kind of where Europe is, and they're also extremely motivated and very professional. That was another thing too. So Japanese are definitely really good guys.
We I just saw some pop up with Royal Marines. Them in the Danish. Were they Danish?
They were Germans there too.
Yeah, they were German. No, they weren't Danish. They were from the Netherlands. Those guys, or the Dutch guys,
they're all freakishly tall for some reason.
Oh, well, they're also scary as hell because all of them had like tattoos and whatnot going up their necks. It looked like if the Navy just let loose on regs. But
Yeah.
they were. I mean, they were good. I mean, a lot of them use kind of old school tactics, like we saw with the. I think it was the. I think it was the Dutch that were like blowing a whistle before they charged the hill. That was
Yeah, I remember that,
pretty
dude.
cool. I think they all died, but
Yeah,
whatever.
but that's
Well, this
goated.
was
Blowing
at
the
a
whistle's
training
goated, just
like
saying.
with blanks and whatnot, but they didn't actually really die. But yeah, their assault failed. I think because they blew the whistle. But that's some World War One stuff. But the
Yeah.
Brits, solid. They're all animals. They're a really good force, and all I hear is good stuff from them for like CQB mount stuff. They were teaching our Marines.
They call it fish.
Yeah, fish.
Fighting in someone's house.
Yeah, fighting someone's house. Yeah, they had a lot of good stuff, like really interesting stuff. Like specifically, there was one of like you would crouch and lean low across
pie a corner?
Yeah, to pie a corner because
Yeah.
because your human eye would be expecting someone to come around at eye level,
Yeah.
and then if your rifle is up, you're covering then where the dude to peek out, and then you just get that's like some
Because it's all about your footwork, though.
yeah, well, it's all about you.
Turn your body into a turret.
Yeah, into a turret. No, yeah. So that's what we have to say on other nations. All solid, solid guys. I remember using early versions of TI sights on our rifles in Iraq in 07. It was amazing back then. God knows, good scary there. Yeah, well, pretty soon we'll probably see in the next like 10 years like those scopes that you don't need to zero; they just lock on to where you shoot.
Oh, they
point
give you
of
a
aim.
ballistic solution?
Yeah, that's
Well, I mean, we kind of see that with. I'm not going to get into specifics. We kind of see that though.
yeah.
We have seen like very, like at the individual level, people potentially using optics that give you a ballistic solution, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool. So,
Is a telescopic mirror to look around corners in an urban area a good idea or suicide? I mean,
telescopic mirror?
we joked about courses would turn your best friend. Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah, remember the monsters?
Yeah, we
Over in Greece?
were trading Greece for Greek stuff for the monsters. That's pretty cool.
They wanted all the bags.
Yeah, they wanted our P bags, whatever. And Gerbers. Always carry. Yeah. Worked everywhere my Mew went. Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Have you worked with Hungarian? We have not. Not opposed. I love seeing other units and seeing how they do stuff. You always learn something.
Yeah, before the deployment, before one of ours, we had guys working with Ukrainians. And I think that was definitely a pretty cool opportunity. But that was obviously before the war.
That was before the war. I don't know. Let's say it what you will of that. I'll never forget the first time I went to America. Oh, an American canteen / cookhouse, in Oman. Cannot believe how well you guys eat. They had Ben and Jerry's. You fellas get looked after food wise. Well, yeah.
All right, bring up. We got to hit the. We ate such shit food on the whole deployment. Went to Greece. And it was like the best food we've ever eaten in our lives. And they were like, we asked the Greek guys there why we were getting such good food. And they're like, oh, because the Americans are here.
Yeah.
And
they put out all the good stuff at their chow hall because we were there. They're like, free Cokes.
Yeah, free Cokes. There were free monsters.
I was like, what the hell? And then then the Greeks were like, yeah, they don't normally do this.
Yeah, because we asked them, like, there's no way y'all eat this.
There's DOD budget for you. That's all our taxpayer dollars.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for the monsters. Yeah, Ben and Jerry's. Yeah, that seems like an Air Force thing, but everybody's definitely eating there, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever, they get put up in hotels. Good for them.
Wild.
Shit. What else were you gonna? You had on the list.
What was the other thing?
You're talking about subject matter experts. I think
a whole fire team together, it would almost be hard to spot.
Leaders.
A whole fire team together, it would almost be hard to spot.
Leaders or using how they're dictating their guys or using how they're dictating their guys with SOPs. I just still have a problem with exactly the same running the exact same stuff when your billet is so much different. I'm not saying you shouldn't have the basics. What I'm saying is like I should be able to tell that's the grenadier because he's got a bandolier, he's got you know, extra HE slots, and I don't know, like the AR, you know, automatic rifleman should, for the TNR, carry an ass ton of mags. So because we lost the saw, that's the trade-off. So we'll get into more of that in the video.
I think something happened to quality.
I don't know. It's YouTube. I don't know.
Yep, to be what it be.
Sorry if the quality's, but
yeah, we're kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, we're just sending it, gents.
Yeah.
Yes, it was an Air Force base, 24-hour. Yeah, it's Air Force. I mean, DoD loves Air Force.
Yep.
What is the best piece of SIF gear you guys have been issued?
Oof. I instantly
question.
wanted to say the poncho liner. Instantly wanted to say the poncho liner because I think it's just so
really
versatile.
Hit with all this fire.
You know what I mean? Because on deployment, your poncho liner is your sleeping bag. It's like your mattress topper. You can sleep with the poncho liner anywhere. You can sleep at it with it out in the field. It can, like we did today, make a ranger roll.
Yeah.
I think it's the poncho liner. Man.
I think my favorite's the Happy Top or the Happy Set. So
that's UF. That's not SIF.
Ah, yeah, you're right. That is UF.
I think it's the poncho liner, man.
Yeah.
Tell me you can't change my mind that the poncho liner is not the best piece of SIF issue.
Yeah,
it's the most versatile.
Because the helmet, the new high cut is too short in the back.
Okay, well, the newest iteration of the Gen 3 is
okay. So I don't know how big of news this is for everybody that's not in anymore, but the Gen 3 plate carrier had micro Velcro when it came out for all the for the Velcro points, and then now they're being issued like the traditional Velcro where it's like thicker and bushier, I guess. Well, yeah, so it just sticks better and does, like, if you get mud on the micro Velcro where it's really thin or it gets wet, it's useless. It just slides off. It doesn't hook and loop
yeah,
anymore.
they had originally because you got to do like ET, the underwater like
the
roll
egress
over
trainer,
egress trainer thing.
Yeah.
They had Gen 3s there for a couple days, they said, and they're like the micro Velcro wore out so fast.
Oh yeah, I believe
that they just started using the Gen
yeah.
2s again, and definitely the Marine Corps listened to guys and made a new iteration of the Gen 3, and that is a pretty awesome plate carrier.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about the inner, but I guess it makes it versatile. We also we take our inner out
and then put the soft armor back in.
Yeah, we put the soft armor back in with plates, but yeah, the inner is, I don't know, it's just kind of useless. I don't even that seems like something that like MPs or something would get issued.
So, and that's the thing too, is you do lose a little bit of padding when you do that. My only solution to that would just be more muscular to mitigate the effects of that. But there's also, have you seen the Core Performance like pads, like to help mitigate heat?
Oh yeah, Core Performance has some cool stuff.
Yeah, and they actually did a video using the Gen 3 plate
carrier. They must have a Marine on staff because
I think it's an old gunner. I think they have an old gunner on staff.
Well, that tracks. Always those gunners. Yeah, I mean,
is the quality too bad?
The quality looks terrible on my phone, but whatever.
It's probably terrible.
Sorry, gents.
Should we transition to like a different? Because I'm thinking on my Wi-Fi.
I don't know. Nobody's really complaining yet. If you guys,
you guys let us know if the quality is terrible right now. Let us know. We'll see if we can fix it, guys. We just want to put out another good product for you guys. So
depends on your role for the high cut as a team leader. Convenience of comms is unmatched. Yeah, and so realistically, what the hell is it? What's the?
Where are you going at?
The helmet, the one before the high cut. What's the proper
ACH name or the MCH?
Yeah,
whatever.
ACH, whatever. The regular helmet that covers the ears technically is better. I mean, because it covers more of your head. Because you can take shrapnel to the ear in that helmet, quote unquote, and be okay. But you're
essentially take shrapnel, but then again, let's consider shrapnel. Is it moving so fast that then it breaks? Because you're wearing peltors. Are you no like? Because your peltors cover your ears. Is that shrapnel going to penetrate through the peltors?
Probably.
The shrapnel does move fast, but like
I don't know. It
You see
does,
what I'm saying?
yeah, it does offer more protection. I don't know, but the comms capabilities,
Yeah,
I was able to fit before I got the high cut. I put the Peltors underneath, but I had to remove some of the padding.
yeah, but
And then
also
that's kind of
rule number
removes the
one:
rating.
look cool. That looks dorky as hell.
Yeah, this video is poor, but good enough. Yeah, sorry guys.
That's not the best mindset to have.
YouTube's
I'm saying.
streaming.
They say it looks bad.
Well, the video is poor, but he's saying it's good enough.
Okay.
Sorry guys. That's YouTube. I don't know how to help. One of my favorite parts of the Gen 3 is running cables between the layers. Yep.
Yeah, I got that. So that's actually a good point. Yeah, I run my cables because I have to have
They're
two.
not gonna see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably not gonna see it.
You can
Anyway,
talk, you can talk.
you get the
through it.
idea.
Talk through it.
Got a cat antenna down there, and then my cable connection for my push to talk into the radio. And yes, you're 100% right. Like that extra padding or extra layer does give you a really good spot to route stuff, and just being able to stow maps and note taking gear. It's almost like an admin sleeve or whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it. So
just behind it.
yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
works out well.
Good tool.
Gen 3's step in the right direction. Plus, the Army one looks kind of similar, the NSV or whatever.
Yeah,
Pretty sure it's the same. Yeah. What thoughts on the new force design for the for the Marine Corps?
I mean,
I think
Marine
we're
Corps
just
switching to just littoral, like focusing on littoral operations.
Yeah,
can't be a bad idea.
I think it's something that we shouldn't have lost from the Pacific Theater. I don't know why we.
I don't think it's anything new. It's reorientation.
Yeah, I know why we moved, but it's kind of like the argument with like us getting rid of scout snipers is like they get rid of them and then they brought them back and then they get rid of them, and it's like the problem is that that intergenerational gap gets there's knowledge a knowledge transfer that gets lost. So I'm not saying that we did that with littoral stuff, because there's always been kind of like a boat company or something to do with water assets with the Marine Corps following the Pacific Theater. But I just feel like if we kept kind of I don't know if we just kept the ball rolling on certain topics as far as the scout snipers or littoral stuff, it would have been better. But as far as the force design, I mean, we're just it is what you think it is. We're gearing up for water-based operations or water-centric ones.
No, I think it's a great reorientation. It also prevents the Marine Corps from turning into a smaller army, because that's what it was in GWAT. Marine Corps was a smaller army that was a little bit more capable due to like our indoctrination into the culture. It keeps the Marine Corps relevant, and it gives us a job outside of that. But the caveat on that, there are army units that are stationed to operate in littorals and jungle warfare.
That is true.
So it's not like specific to the Marine Corps necessarily, but
I think they're just trying to bring it back so that we're ready.
Yeah, we're ready because it's the threat that we can pivot towards, because we're not focused on something else. Will we probably get wrapped up in CENTCOM again? 100%.
Probably.
Like there's no way to avoid that, because that's just
our senior guys, senior NCO staff.
Well, I'm a senior. He's a boot.
Yeah, I'm a boot apparently. You guys sound like you have your head screwed on, right? Well, I appreciate that. We appreciate that. It's yeah, something like that. We're just trying to, you do over a contract, guys get out and then they don't pass that knowledge on, or they didn't pass enough knowledge on. We're not out, but we're just trying to continue passing that knowledge out, and we just hope that more people do that. We're not trying to be, the grand thumb personalities. We don't care. That's why we're kind of keeping some OPSEC here, is just because it's not the point of this. We want guys to be better. We want the generations below us, our grand juniors or whatever you want to say, to just be better and, kind of get away from the mindset of this sucks. I don't want to do this, or, I'm just counting the days till I get out. Just make the most of your time. There's no point in just getting through the days of being like, whatever, I'm counting my numbers.
Yeah.
Just do the most you can with what you got, because whether you think so or not, your juniors are looking at you and they're going, "Oh, well, he doesn't care. Well, I guess I don't care."
Yeah, let's finish answering that question. I think we're probably gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
But yeah, so that also brings us like kind of why we did the channel. We definitely wanted to put information out there that one was open source. Like there's no like major OPSEC behind it. Like China definitely already knows this stuff. Like you can't deny that. Because all of it's open source. The TNR manual is open source. Marine Corps Rifle Squad's open source, and we just wanted to put that information out there specifically. Because coming up as a boot, like we wish we had that same knowledge base.
Right.
So that was one reason for the channel, and then kind of we just saw a lot of Marines like steering towards like a weird direction, mimicking like SOF and like special operators. That's main mission is like do raids.
Yep. Which
Like
they
dudes
have
are just
their
mimicking those loadouts.
they have their
So,
mission and they have their place, but the majority of us are infantry, so we've got a different mission. We got a different mission set. So I don't know. Just keep that in mind. But we appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll do more. I mean, you guys seem to like them. Plus, it's easy. We're just literally doing Firewatch, so and shooting the shit. But appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for videos coming up. We have more planned. And
yeah, next one is automatic rifleman. So
yeah,
if you guys are interested in that, hit us up. We're thinking about making like a specific list for people that like subscribe or like are really interested in our videos. They can see the videos before we actually dish them out to everybody else. So let us know if you're interested in that. I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool. You can also help us like debrief the video. Like if you think something should be changed or you have extra information, the purpose of us dishing these videos out far in advance is so we can make edits to them. So maybe we'll do something like that, and then you guys can actually help us make the content. And that would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, we appreciate you guys' feedback and comments. Definitely keep commenting, letting us know whatever you got to let us know. We honestly do appreciate all the comments. We're not the end all be all experts. We never will be. We're just students trying to learn.
Yep. All right.
Be better.
Thank you very much, guys.
Kill. See you guys.